What is good, everyone? Welcome back to the Strong.Sistas YouTube channel. If you guys have not already, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button below.
We've been practicing that. In today's video, we are just going over keto, mostly carnivore foods that you should avoid if you are trying to lose fat. So, as a whole, weight loss, fat loss is not everything. It does help you become healthier. People with excess fat, metabolic dysfunction, typically have a higher risk of disease. When it comes to keto and carnivore, they are not magical fat loss diets. There are several properties that you can achieve from coming to these diets that do help with fat loss and improving your health, but calories still matter.
They're not the only thing, but they do matter.
Yes, so we're going to share items that we specifically avoid when we have more of a fat loss goal. First item, I have notes so I don't forget anything, and then we're gonna have some additional talking points.
Bonus tips.
If you are struggling to lose fat on the keto or carnivore diet.
All right, the first item, dairy. So there's a lot of people who say this, and I think it follows for us too, that dairy is not very satiating, satisfying. So for example, if you compare eating like 4 ounces of cheese versus like 4 ounces of steak, I would be a lot more satisfied and full after eating that steak than I would eating that dairy.
Yeah, I like whenever I weigh out an actual size of, like, they say 1/4 cup of cheese, 28 grams.
So small.
It's like this.
It's dairy is definitely calorically dense.
It is calorically dense, and you shouldn't stray from calorically dense foods per se, because we're not saying like limit your fat intake.
Yeah.
It's just to be mindful that it is a very calorically dense. Typically, if you're eating like full fat dairy, which we would recommend anyway, it's going to be pretty high calorie for a small amount, and if it doesn't satisfy you, then it's a food that you should maybe consider just eliminating temporarily or eating a little bit less.
There's also some evidence suggesting that dairy does not trigger the hormones that regulate your hunger. So like the I'm full.
Like I don't think I have that hormone. So I wrote specifically cheese, milk, ice cream, and heavy cream. When we say ice cream, we're referring to our carnivore ice cream. Per serving, it's pretty high fat. Again, don't avoid fat, but just consider that it's a decently small serving for a high calorie food item.
Calorically dense.
And it's really easy to overeat.
Yes.
So that's one of the main issues is, will I overeat this food if I just don't measure it out? If it's yes, and your goal is fat loss, probably just avoid it for now. Just come back to it in a few months. Yeah. Another one, heavy cream. Yeah, it's just a lot, and I don't get much from it.
I would say that suet though is more satiating than dairy for me.
I agree.
Like if I eat the same amount of calories suet versus dairy, I'm more satisfied after eating suet.
I would say so too. I think it's because it's so chewy. So it takes you a while to get through it. I feel like such a nerd with my list. Like literally, there's a sloth on it too. Okay, high calorie drinks. Carnivore doesn't really have any carnivore drinks. So what I'm talking about here is adding things to your other drinks that are just going to add calories, like adding a lot of heavy cream to your coffee or adding a lot of butter. So the bulletproof coffee, I think it's slightly overrated. I've never been that into it, and the reason being for me that I would say to avoid high calorie drinks is because I have a sipping problem.
Yeah.
So if I have a drink in my hand,
it's gone
within 3 seconds, because I sip at an uncomfortably fast
smaying rate. Opposite ends of the spectrum for eating versus drinking. So for drinking, our smaying rate is uncomfortably fast, but we are very slow eaters.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't work for me, because I'll have we don't drink coffee anymore, but if I were to put butter, egg yolks, and heavy cream in my coffee every day, it would be gone within 3 seconds. I probably wouldn't be that satisfied because I wouldn't even remember that I drank it.
Because again, that's putting calories into your coffee.
Yes.
And you could have otherwise eaten those calories in steak. And I don't know about y'all, but I'd rather eat my calories than drink my calories.
Yes. Caveat here. If you actually derive a lot of energy and brain power from drinking, say, a bulletproof coffee, and it fuels you through your day, and you can that's how it helps you fast, and you can skip lunch or whatever you want to do, then drink it. It works for you.
It's just to clarify, we mean if you're still struggling to cut calories out of your day, maybe avoiding that drink in the morning would help you move past a little hurdle or a plateau.
Yes. All right, slow cooked meats.
So when you slow cook meat, it really shrinks in size. So for example, if you compare a lightly seared like sirloin steak that pretty much, 4 ounces raw, you sear it both sides, it pretty much stays close to 4 ounces. Whereas something like beef short ribs, 4 ounces raw is nowhere near 4 ounces cooked. This, if we're comparing the same like macronutrients and calories.
Oh yeah.
When you slow cook food, it really shrinks down in size. And for us personally, slow cooked meat is not as satisfying for that reason.
I think for a few reasons. Well, a few reasons. One, it's really easy to. It's so good.
Yeah, it's so good.
Like we're talking about like brisket and like she said short ribs. It's so dang good, especially if you're eating out and there's like a professional made your brisket. I could eat that for 3 hours.
Whoa. I like my oven
Okay,
baked
she
brisket.
makes. You're the professional I was talking about.
Check out our video of how to make at-home oven baked brisket.
Really easily.
It's so moist, so juicy.
Anyway, I could eat that for hours and I wouldn't get full. Also, when your meat is already cooked for you a lot, like slow cooked meats, it's like really easy to chew through in a way if it's not overcooked. And as opposed to a more rare meat, you have to kind of chew it more, so maybe it takes you a little longer to eat. So that's just a tip for us at least.
So again, summarizing this part, it returns back to what is going to satisfy you. For us personally, consuming 4 ounces of slow cooked meat versus like a leaner cut or just a cut like chuck steak that was just seared, that is more satisfying than the slow cooked.
Yes, for us. All right, and now we are on to the bonus talking points.
Bonus tips.
So overall, if it's a trigger food for you, avoid it.
So for example, if dairy is a trigger food for you, where once you have like 1 bite, 2 bite, and that leads to like 12, 15, probably not the best idea to have it in your house or add it to your meals.
Yes, we do not struggle with that, but I know a lot of people do struggle with binge eating and urges, and the best recommendation we can give to you is to remove the stimulus, remove it from your house temporarily, work on your relationship with food, and you will get better. Okay, things that don't actually satisfy you yet are high calorie. So for me, like I said, that was heavy cream, a lot of butter in my drinks.
A lot of people say that poultry isn't very satisfying for them.
I would agree with that.
And I would agree with that.
So what am I talking about?
Evaluate whether certain foods are like satisfying to you and really prioritize those satiating foods while you are in this fat loss phase. It's really going to set you up for success because you'll be more satisfied with a lower caloric load. And that is what's major key, because then you don't go through your day hangry, only thinking about food.
Nobody
and
likes
leading to
that
binges.
person.
Yeah.
I don't like that person.
Exactly.
I hate being that person. I've been that person.
Yeah.
So on the same note she just said, less cooked red meat, more satisfying than fully cooked poultry, personally. It's a personal thing here. All right, another one.
Next one?
Go for it.
Okay, the next point is make sure you prioritize nutrient-dense foods. And so that would be, incorporating organs from time to time, because those micros are really going to be providing your body with really awesome nutrients that's going to make you feel amazing. So as an example, let's say you want to add more protein to a meal and you're choosing between adding egg whites versus a sirloin steak. So sirloin is pretty lean, so it's pretty much like comparable protein-wise. Choose the sirloin steak. Sirloin steak has a lot more nutrients in it than just egg whites.
So I know we've talked about high volume foods in the past, and we said, oh, egg whites are pretty high volume, meaning you get a lot of food for a lower amount of calories. Like she was saying, they're not as nutrient dense, and so high volume is not king. You really do need to prioritize your nutrients, especially if you're dieting. And just for one example of why this is important is your body, if you are eating a limited amount of calories and you are also limiting your nutrients at this point, your body's processes such as like methylation, which helps you detox, are going to start working less and less and less efficiently. That could lead to a whole host of other problems. Like you might start bloating, you might start having poor digestion, you might start seeing more inflammation around your body, which
and you're
are
just
all
going to feel worse.
It's going to mask any fat loss progress to begin with. So you really do want to make sure that you are fueling your body with high quality fuel. That brings us full circle back to don't avoid fats. That is the best fuel for your body.
Yeah, that's a huge point we're not trying to say.
No, just be mindful.
Yes,
because calories still matter on the keto and on the carnivore diet.
returning back to that nutrient density, I think that is one of the reasons why you were fine to be around during your bikini competition prep.
I was fine to be around.
So like she did a bikini.
I wasn't fun to be around. I was fine to be around.
She did a bikini competition last year, and for anyone that's done a competition, you have to get very low calorie to get stage lean. So she was eating around 1,100 calories a day. We do not recommend this. This was extreme measures for a bikini competition. But she really prioritized getting her micronutrients in within that 1,100 calories.
At the end there.
And you know, like,
I was fine to be around. That's the takeaway.
She did it.
All right. Anyway, thank you guys. Hope these tips are helpful for you. We have to go get our butts moving. We're gonna go hit a, what do we have today?
Today we have Operation Hot Dogs to Bratwurst. So we're trying to grow them quads. And then we also have Operation Thin to Thick Pizza Crust. So we're trying to get a bigger booty, okay? A bigger booty. So if you guys are struggling with motivation to get yourself to do some at-home workouts, follow along with our vlogs, and these vlog workouts follow along with a free template that come in our weekly newsletters that come out every single Sunday morning. Those newsletters are boppin'. We try to make them fun, make you guys smile. So link in the description below to sign up for those newsletters to get those at-home workouts.
Let's go lift.
Look at this squat rack that Say just set up. So these are actually our Halloween and Christmas decoration boxes. Perfect.
Feel uninvited. Left home in West LA. I'm not excited.
For this next exercise, we have our band secured underneath our garage door.
Girl's a wonder. She loves me, yeah, she needs to know I love her. I wonder if we'll make it through this summer. Just wanna touch like back when we were younger. Yeah. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me no more. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me.
Good job. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today, guys. I hope you guys learned something during our discussion of what foods to potentially avoid
on the keto carnivore diet if your goal is to lose fat. So until our next video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button to stay tuned for more carnivore diet tips, carnivore diet recipes, vlogs, at-home workouts, workouts in the gym, etc.
And behave like an angel.
Behave like an angel.